Sydney, Australia. The public opinion survey that yielded majority approval for same-sex marriage in Australia on Wednesday was an emotional breakthrough born of a long, curious, and still continuing struggle. The survey drew a huge response, and the margin of victory sent a clear message about where Australians stand. But the costs of the mail-in survey, both financial and psychological, have been staggering. So even as the yes side celebrates, many Australians are frustrated. Their country, they believe, could have gotten to this point faster if lawmakers and Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull had simply done their jobs and passed a bill reflecting what previous polls showed most Australians wanted. I don't feel like it says that we're ahead of any sort of pack on this issue, but ultimately the popular will has overridden the cynical use of a system, and that's heartening, said Peter Lewis, one of Australia's most respected pollsters for progressive causes. It shows the people are way ahead of the current government. Lawmakers introduced a bill on Wednesday with bipartisan support that could legalize same-sex marriage by the end of the year. But critics point out that it could have been introduced a year or two ago, and debate over the details has only just begun. Australia's parliament is exceedingly weak at the moment, having spent months booting out members for being dual citizens, leading to special elections that could force a change of government. Many gay couples argue that passage of a bill is already overdue. They just need to listen to the Australian people and make it happen super fast, said Jarrad Duggan Tierney, a gay civil servant in Melbourne with a popular Instagram account chronicling life with his partner and son. It's a powerful statement, here's the cake, but you can't eat it yet. Still, he and many others were quick to say that Australia should view the results with pride. Australians overwhelmingly supported same-sex marriage, with 61.6% voting yes. It's proven that Australians want a fair go for everyone, said Chris Lewis, 60, an artist who watched the results in Prince Alfred Park in Sydney with his partner and hundreds of others. Its vindication. Participation in the survey was higher than initially expected. It beat participation in the referendum in Britain on leaving the European Union, 72.2%, and far surpassed the percentage of Americans who voted in the 2016 presidential election, 58%. The youngest eligible voters, 18 and 19 years old, were especially eager, with 78.2% returning their mail-in ballots, more than for any other age group below 45. The fact that 80% of the population, including a large cohort who had probably never sent a letter in their lives, were prepared to do it shows that we are engaged, Mr. Lewis said. Australia has turned social issues directly over to the people before. On May 27, 1967, 91% of Australian voters agreed by referendum to delete 2 discriminatory references to Aborigines in Australia's constitution. Like the same-sex marriage vote, the 1967 vote was highly symbolic.